Yeah, there we go.
I mean, we don't know how to start it, so I mean, there it is.
We just gonna press play.
I
All
guess
right.
so.
Well, hi everyone. Welcome to the Real Conversations podcast, um, where we're just keeping it real, having real conversations, authentic conversations about what's going on in our life and what's going on around us and our big takeaways. So, I'm Neicey, and this is my
Um,
husband Matthew.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I thought you was gonna pass it.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, we should have. I'm sorry.
no, we don't rehearse nothing. It's fine.
That's actually kind of bad. We might want to find a good
We'll be all right.
well way
Anybody
of
who
that.
know us know that's just how we roll.
We roll like this. No, I'm
Anyway,
sorry.
it's been over 2 years, about 2.5 years.
Nuh-uh.
No, it was May of 22 last time we recorded an episode.
Okay, May of 23. Oh,
It's been a long time.
oh. Okay, yeah, it has been. Dang, time is
So
petty.
much has changed, and like you wouldn't expect a whole lot to happen in 2 years, but 2 years has changed a lot in us.
Yeah.
And I mean, everything really
Listen.
has changed. Us,
Yep.
location,
Yep.
just everything about us and around us.
We have a baby. Not even a baby. He's like one. He's a toddler. He's a little person.
I still can't believe it.
I'm
I'm still
like,
sitting here watching him going, who baby is that?
Not mine. He got my face, but
He got your face and almost everything else. That boy love him some you.
and I love him. He's so cute and little and adorable. He's my baby.
I guess I'm just here.
Okay, let's not do that. Because he loves you. He literally walked in the door and he ran up to you and like smiled and did his little happy dance.
He'll run up, he'll leave you, run up to me and wave, and then turn around and go back and hug you.
At least he acknowledged you. I don't listen, I don't know what you want from me.
I
I'm
guess that's the
sorry.
best I can ask for, huh?
Right now, sure.
Okay.
I don't know why he treats you like that. Because I'm telling you, when we be at home, bro, I be cooking, I be cleaning, I be reading the word, I be doing everything else. He probably gets every wake window 10 to 20 minutes of mommy time. Otherwise, I'm doing everything else.
Hmm.
So
Well,
I do not know why he acts this way.
I don't know. Maybe you do love him more than me. And he can
What?
feel it.
I love him more than you.
You love him more than I do, is what I mean.
Dang, that's worse.
He might. I mean,
All right.
if we're being honest, he he really pissed me off most of the time. I mean, I love
That's
him. He my
fair.
son. Like, of course I love him. I'm just saying he can probably feel that you love him more than me, which makes sense because you gave birth to him.
Well, I think I'm more patient with him.
I think you're supposed to be.
Oh, well, yeah, that's fair. Like I'm more patient and like yeah, no, I'm just more patient. Like with you, it's like he does something and you just get mad and you just get
It's
irritated.
so I think this is a good moment to explain my mindset. It's not me so much getting mad. It's me being the disciplinarian and being strict and showing him that that's not something that's okay. And he needs a strict and firm figure in his life to help him be disciplined and to know what's wrong and right.
I feel like I also do that though. But he don't
You
be taking me serious. Is
no, see, you're very
is the
soft
thing.
with him.
Yeah, and I think it's just because he's my little baby and I'm his mama, you know? I don't know. I guess that's the thing is like I can't be mom and dad
Hmm.
to him, right? Like that's your job and my job is to be mom.
Yeah.
But like I want to be the parent to where like we can laugh and play and joke, but also like I am playing with you.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think that'll come with time. It's just that he's so young right now, and he's got so much that he's learning and figuring out.
Yeah. I'm working on it though. Like I am working on being more stern. I'm not just letting him run amok and do whatever it is he wants to do. Like he does listen to me more now.
Hmm.
I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah, it's because when we had that conversation where I told you you got to stop babying him so much and you got to like be mean to him,
And it makes me sad. Like
but it's working.
yes. So yes, I have been more strict with him. He does listen to me more now, which is very appreciated. I don't know. I'm just so scared to turn it into like that black stereotype. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I think the fact that you have that in mind while you're being a parent to him is going to make you not be that.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's just weird for the both of us. For one, being new parents, and then two, well, I guess more for me on the second one, but I was going to say figuring out what it means to be a mother or a father and have both of them there because I didn't have my dad there growing up.
Yeah,
So my mom was all I had. So I don't know what a father figure looks like. So I'm trying to figure out what it means to be a dad and not be like super mean and strict and just not have any fun, but also be strict and
right.
firm. It's
Yeah,
just difficult trying to find that balance while also balancing my own emotions and what he's making me feel because it's not just about me. It's about him and how he views me. And I'm not trying to tank that relationship because I'm angry, because
right.
I got stuff going on.
Yeah.
That in itself is frustrating.
Yeah. No, that is a lot. And I try to be understanding of that because like we did grow up in different households. So, I did have a two-parent household. You did not. And so there are different perspectives and things that I saw and I'm able to pull from for examples and stuff with Isaiah that you haven't. So, no, but that does sound like a lot and it does sound challenging.
Yeah, we didn't mean to go off on a whole tangent
We
about
sure
the
didn't, but
baby
here we
and being
are.
parents, but yeah, it
I
is what
bet
it is.
y'all can, if you have kids, you probably understand. So, um, but I mean, leading into that though, like being that we are parents now, like how does it feel for you to be a dad?
Um, I've heard that it's rewarding. I haven't reached that part yet. I haven't reached the part where I'm like, yeah, it's rewarding. No, um, most of the time it's draining and it's exhausting.
Yeah.
Um, but I think the rewarding part is me seeing the growth in myself as a father. Because, like
Hmm.
you said, like a couple months ago, or like half a year ago, it might just be his age and like the stage that he's in. But I think as a father, I'm learning to be more patient and learning when I need to step in and help him or show him something. And like I'm more happy about being a father. Not saying that I was ever upset about it, but I was scared and
Yeah.
nervous because like I said, I didn't have that father figure growing up. And there's a lot that I'm trying to figure out. And I was trying not to freeze in fear.
Hmm.
And that led to a lot of irrational decisions and anger decisions instead
Hmm.
of stopping and trying to figure out what the right thing to do in the moment is, or just knowing what the right thing to do in the moment is. But I've gained enough experience as a father and with him as a baby individually
Yeah.
to know what he needs, what I need from him, and just what the best thing for him is in that moment, despite what either of us might want.
Hmm. I never knew that you were like fighting the whole, I don't know, I guess feeling of freezing in fear.
Hmm.
For me, I thought you was just out here, like, making decisions and making moves or whatever. So that's
Yeah.
kind of interesting to hear that from you.
Something that I say that I know you're gonna roll your eyes at is Just because I make it look breezy don't mean it's
Okay.
easy.
All right.
Just because I make it look cool and like I know what I'm doing don't mean that I always do. That's just what ended up happening.
Yeah.
I'm just going with the flow most of the time.
Okay.
Don't roll your eyes so hard.
Listen, they about to get stuck. Cause all right.
But I mean, how does being a mother feel? Because that's a big deal.
um, I I don't know.
What do you mean you
I
don't?
I'll be 100% honest with you. I do not know. Like I look at him and I'm like, that's my kid. But on the inside, it still hasn't settled in that I am his mother. Like when I go, I have a son. It sounds so foreign. In my head, I'd be like, who is this talking about
Yeah,
they got a kid? I ain't got no kid, but I do.
yeah.
Um so like I feel like I've been moving more off of logic and just kind of an understanding of this is reality. He is my child. These are the things that I need to do. And this is how I want to come off. Because I do understand that he is an actual live human and how I treat him is going to have consequences. But in all reality, bro, I am 22, fresh out the crib, and I and I do not understand why I have this adult responsibility. I don't know what's going on right now.
Yeah, we keep saying that we don't feel like we 26 and 27.
Absolutely
We
not.
feel like we 19 fresh out of high school.
Bruh, living nah, I ain't gonna say that. Living. Yep.
Like we not full grown adults out here who got
With bills,
bills and a baby
paying
and
taxes.
jobs, paying tax. Ugh,
What?
no.
Gotta file our taxes. Ugh.
Who is that? Like sometimes I feel like I'm on the outside looking in, going, "Who is this person?" 'Cause I think it's just we've grown so much.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to say that we're mature for our age now because we're 26 and 27. Like we've been told that our whole lives, and now we're at the age where yeah, you're supposed to be like that.
What? Like
But then again, look at most people our age, like our friends. They not.
well, most of our friends are not married.
Hmm.
They are employed. They are doing well for themselves. So
Yeah.
cool. But like most of them are married. Most of them don't have a kid. So I mean, in that sense, we have matured in those two areas for sure.
Yeah. I was gonna say house, but we
Dang.
don't have we
Ooh.
don't have that anymore.
Yikes.
That's another. So that's another one of the things what we are talking about changed so much. And I said location. Because in the last episode that we recorded, we were in the house.
Yeah, and we were excited about it too. I don't think I want to listen to that episode again because
That's
it's just gonna make me cry
that's
because I
probably a
was
good
so
idea
happy.
anyway to go back and
I'm
listen
good.
to
Um,
at least the last episode that we recorded.
I'm okay because like I remember sitting in like that spare bedroom and it was like fresh, like the walls they just put that thing up yesterday,
Yeah.
and we was just like we in our new house, and it was so great. And then, huh,
And
so
then life happened.
yo, I mean, when the Lord humbles you,
I think that was more of a humbling experience for you than it was for me.
it was, and I feel guilty every time I think about it because I feel like you were brought along a journey of my consequences. Like you
I
was
mean,
like Paul on the ship going to Malta talking about some we shouldn't do that. And it was like, we'll be all right. And then they ended up shipwrecked on the island. Like I feel like you were Paul
but
and I was the other people.
but look what came out of that. He ended up healing
Healing, yes.
all of the sick people on that
That is true. And he still got to where he was going. Ooh.
island.
He still got to his destination.
God used that crash he used, despite Paul telling them that we shouldn't do that and them not listening, to bring blessings on other people anyway.
He still got to his destination.
Mhm.
Yo,
So I mean,
wow.
some some lessons are necessary despite how ugly it might be.
Yeah, for sure.
So that might just be something that needed to happen in order to teach you to listen to me.
Whoa.
I'm sorry, that kind of
What?
bubbled up out of
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm pretty sure we both agreed on that purchase, but
me.
I don't know. I
We
don't
did,
know.
we did.
Okay,
That's right.
okay. But no, I do. I feel regret about it, and I feel like I shouldn't. I have to accept the fact that I was way more immature, um, and seeking after all the wrong things, seeking after money, and just wanting to have a house to say we have a house, and to build upon our generations that we ain't even have, and we ain't even God didn't even talk to us about having kids yet. Like I
Moving
saw
too
someone
fast.
have it and I thought this is a great idea and we should have it. And then the opportunity presented itself and I said, why not? And it just kept going. So,
We
yeah,
out here 24 and 25 trying to
building a house.
start careers, to start a
And
family, building a house.
I
It-
mean, for some people that age, that works for them. That's great.
that's moving very fast.
That is, I mean, but I've known people in my previous career where that worked for them. They were 20, they were younger than us. They were like 18 and 22 and
They're probably
making,
white too.
you're right.
I
But that's not the
shouldn't say
point.
that.
You shouldn't. We should probably take that out.
No. So I mean, when I say stuff like that, that's just historically meaning that things tend to work out better for people of the lighter hue.
I have no comment on that because
Okay.
it could go either. In some degree, yes, and others no. But that's neither
It
here nor there.
is mostly a joke, but it's kind of
Mostly a
true.
joke.
Yeah.
Point is, that has happened for other people, and I feel like they were supposed to be there, and so good for them. We were not supposed to be there, and in the midst of that chaos, the Lord provided, and He
Yes,
blessed,
he did.
and He sustained, and then it was time to get off the ship.
And look at the way that we were able to get out of that situation.
Yeah.
That was a one-off type of thing that only God could have brought up.
It's straight up like when Pastor be like, the mail, homeboy was not lying. The mail, like straight up letter in the mail, open the door for us to be able to exit that situation with some sort of dignity.
Yeah. And then we got something out of it where they were able to help us to
Yeah,
get into our next place. I don't know what more we could have asked for.
that is fair.
Thank God for that.
So, yeah, I mean, it does it still hurt a little.
Yeah, it hurts your pride.
It do.
Yeah.
Dang, you right. It's the pride.
Yeah, it's a
Hmm.
very prideful thing to be able to say that you were 25 and a homeowner.
Which, let's technically speaking here, homeowner, right? Owner means
You
you
own the home.
own it. Can't nobody take it from you.
Yeah.
You ain't, you know what I'm saying? You're in the process of owning your home.
You're a mortgage payer.
There we go. We have rent payers and we have mortgage payers.
Like
If
breaking
you
it down, really, you just like, look, everybody, I got a mortgage to pay
right. And one
and a
day,
lot of
in about
responsibilities.
25 to 30 years or 15, if I'm lucky, then I will be able to have this thing and only have to pay property tax. And it's something that can grow in value and I can sell and have more money or pass it down to a family member.
Hmm.
Great. So, but homeowner, you don't technically own it. The bank could take it. We know.
And they
So,
was about to. They were about to.
listen. Dang. But no, that was very humbling. But I mean, that just going into like over the past couple of years, realizing how much I was like, I remember what it was saying in the Bible. I think it was like coveting or just having haughtiness, or it was something I can't remember. I'm gonna have to look for it. But it was one of those things where it's like you're just wanting,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah, I
And
remember
actually,
that.
I'm gonna have to pull it up. Hold on. You
It's
talk to
gonna
the people. I'm
take
gonna
you a minute
open the Bible.
to find it. But
No.
I think that's another one of those things that I was talking about, where it's a lesson that is being drilled into you, that not only is this something that you have to pay for that sounds nice, but it's a responsibility that you have to take care of. Like, a lot of people say they want a house, but they don't understand all of the responsibilities that come along with that. Like, you have to take care of the lawn because HOAs are a thing now.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
Oh, we got
you have
letters.
to take care of the lawn and the outside of the house, and it has to meet certain standards. You got to take care of the inside of the house, all of the walls, the plumbing, the heat. You got to buy air filters for the air, and it's just a lot that goes into it.
It's
Like,
yeah.
something break, that's on you. Like, and you ain't got no property manager, nothing like that to come and fix it for you. That's all on you, and you are responsible for that. And that's a lot of weight to go on your shoulders on top of having to financially pay for it. And
Yeah.
then you add a new child on top of that, because
Listen.
we had him in the middle of that. So we was already struggling financially, paying for everything, but we could do it. And when it's just being us, we can make some sacrifices and take care of that. But you add a newborn baby into that. There's so much stuff that you don't even think about with just a newborn, especially us being new parents. We don't know what we need for him, and we don't know what all we have to do for him. So all of the sacrifices that we were making before to make stuff work, we can't really do anymore, because we can't just say, "Oh, we just won't eat dinner tonight, and
Yeah.
then we'll go and get something tomorrow." No, he's a baby and he has to eat. If we don't get him formula, he's he's gonna starve.
Sorry.
And he's
Right.
a baby. We can't do that.
Yeah.
Um, so that was just a very stressful time. Just trying to take care of him, take care of the house, making sure we're doing everything right, and still having to go to work,
Yeah.
just taking care of so many things. And I think as we were trying to transition into a biblical relationship at the time, with me being the head of the family,
Hmm.
that was a lot of stress and weight on my shoulders.
Right.
And I don't know, it just wasn't a good time for me.
Yeah. No, I understand that. Like now,
Yeah.
I get that now, 100%. Um, so I think I did find that scripture,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm not mistaken. So Deuteronomy 5:21 says, "You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, and you shall not desire your neighbor's house, his field, his male servant, his female servant, his ox, his donkey, or anything that is your neighbor's." Right. So the whole idea, and I told you this, of us getting that house was because when I was a social worker, I had a client
Mm-hmm.
and they had just built their house one level, and it was in a nice quiet neighborhood and everything looked so great, and I was just like, you know what, we should do this. And I came home and I said, babe, we should do this. And you was like, okay. And then that's where it all started.
Yeah.
There was no prayer, there was no God, what do you think, is this for us, or whatever, whatever. It was just, I saw something, I thought it was cool, I wanted it, and that just spiraled into a bunch of bad decisions.
Mm-hmm.
And also I feel bad about that because, like, not once in that did I ever stop to consider you, how you felt, what you needed, where you were at. There was no research done as far as the responsibilities of taking care of a house and like the details like you talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And like for some people, again, you maybe you are called to be a homeowner, and all of that stuff and all them chores and responsibilities are things that are right up your alley. Good for you. There are apartments for a reason, because there are people like us that appreciate valet trash. Okay, I do. I'm not gonna hold you. it's nice to just set it outside the door and they come get it
I mean,
and you just bring it back in.
I think it's kind of a waste of money because
Mm.
the dumpster is literally probably like
You right.
30 feet out the door.
But to be honest, though, I appreciate not having to take the 30 feet. I'm cool with it being right outside the door. I said what I said.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we have access to a gym. Do we go often? I would go more if I didn't have Isaiah during the day, but whatever. It's still there.
Mm.
We use the pool, we use the clubhouse area. Like, we've used the amenities. We had amenities. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so I feel like we just weren't mature enough for that yet.
I don't know what we were listening to at the time that had us thinking,
Bruh.
but I remember us, like you said, not praying about it, just saying, "Hey, that's a good idea," or "That sounds good," and then running with it. And then after we made decisions, we were just like, "Oh yeah, God, you exist. If you don't want us to do this, you better stop us." Man,
What?
he said, "You know what? No,
Nah,
go ahead."
smack yourself into a wall. Like, smack yourself into a
And then
wall.
we turn around looking stupid, going, "Sorry."
Yeah. Rain came, wind blew. It didn't have to.
Oh my God.
Bruh. But then it's like, okay, how did God turn that situation for our good? He took all of that. And there were so many lessons. And I mean, we've definitely grown in our faith journey.
Hmm.
We've grown individually, as children of God, trying to get closer to Him, trying to mirror our lives, um, and not just be Christians that be like, "Oh yeah, I'm a Christian."
Don't even get me started on that.
Ooh,
I
ooh.
can't stand these so-called Christians nowadays. They ruining it for everybody who out here trying to get closer to God. Like religion is so frowned upon nowadays, actually, because of the people. The people inside the church. If you ask anybody who doesn't go to church,
Bro.
people who go to church are the worst types of people to be around, which
Yeah,
is so backwards.
yeah,
It doesn't make any sense,
yeah. I
and
feel
it
like
really makes me upset.
I know because it's like we're supposed to be. I believe it's the salt, of the earth, right? We're supposed
Hmm.
to have the fruit of the spirit. People are supposed to taste and see that the Lord is good, and there ain't a whole lot of good fruit. Yeah, right
Yeah.
now. Which is, I mean, and which is to say, like, I don't want to speak for what I feel like Christians look like, but I know for me, like and I told you this, I want people to be around me and be like, I recognize the fruit of the spirit in your life. I
Yeah.
want them to taste and see that the Lord is good. You can see that I am serving God and that I am trying to. That doesn't mean I'm perfect because I
Right.
ain't.
Yeah.
Your girl falls short daily.
Every
But
day.
listen, multiple times.
Every day.
Lord, I am so sorry.
Every
Lord,
day.
dang. Ooh, my bad. Like, but like, you can see I'm serving God. And maybe that might strike you as someone who wants to inquire or someone that is intrigued. Maybe that might draw you, you know?
Hmm.
Um, but I mean, I do get that. And it's sad. Um, but I feel like all we can do is try to be different. And I mean, obviously we ain't gonna fix the wrongs
Yeah.
in the world,
Yeah.
but
No.
I don't know.
No. So I think I remember in one of the previous episodes that we recorded, I was saying that people were starting to notice that I was different
Mm-hmm.
at my job. Um, and I think I was saying that without even knowing what a fruit of the spirit is, somebody told me that they noticed this certain thing about me,
Yeah.
and that like triggered something in my brain that's like, I'm like, that's a fruit of the spirit. I must be
Mm-hmm.
doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Um, but I didn't do anything with that, and I think I've regressed since then,
Mm-hmm.
or gone back to some of my old ways because I'm not that I'm not getting those compliments anymore, but I don't think I'm acting in the way that I was when I first started getting those compliments because I think it was when I first got the Holy Spirit,
Mm-hmm.
when I first got the Holy Ghost, that I started acting like that because I was excited and it was new. But then once that wore off, I kind of went back to my old ways,
Yeah.
and I'm working my way back up, but constantly trying to fight the urge to do what I want to do. Fighting the urges of the flesh is so hard.
Like, people romanticize dying daily. Deny
Sounds good.
yourself, take up your cross, and follow him.
That sounds good in a song.
Show do.
It sounds great in a song.
Grammy nominated.
Living
Okay.
it out in real life, it's tough.
It's
It's tough.
hard
And
every day. I can't cuss them out. If I yell at them, I'm wrong.
mm,
I have to treat them with love.
like when I know that I could do
Oh,
something to get out of this situation, but God told me not to, you mean I have to stay here and suffer? Okay.
and
All
then,
right.
in the words of Job, though he slay me, yet will I trust him.
Like,
Bro.
I'm going to stick with him. He
Ooh.
said, so this is your man. That's my man, and I'm going to stick with him.
Listen, okay?
But boy,
Like, it's not just a lyric in a song. You know what I'm saying? It's not
mm-hmm.
just a romanticized scripture. Like, it is it's real. It's hard. I want to punch you. And I can't.
Yeah. Remembering that our lives aren't ours and that we're supposed to be living every day, doing everything that we do to the glory of God is tough.
Bro.
Like if you think about
Whew.
that with everything that you do, it make you realize how much wrong or bad stuff you're
Absolutely. And it's even like for me, I told you, like, I've been starting to feel, I believe it is like conviction as far as how I spend my free time.
doing.
That one has been a hard pill to swallow because your girl just want to do what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And like, even in my free time, what am how am I resting? Am I running? What am I running to get my energy and to replenish?
Yeah.
And the fact that I like had to look at myself and be like, 911 ain't it, boo.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like sitting here scrolling on TikTok for hours is not it. And then another thing I feel like I've been recognizing is how much I go on autopilot.
Yeah.
Like, I be zoned out.
Yeah.
And then I just come back to reality and I'll be like, oh, he crying. Like,
Oh no.
no, that's dramatic. But
Okay.
like,
Okay.
no, for real. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to be all seriousness, like when you're driving and you're
Oh.
like, dang, how'd I get here?
Mm-hmm.
I could have swear I was just on that exit.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. But like, yeah, that's how I feel like I have been in life. And I feel like that scripture that says like stay alert, stay vigilant, watch out. I feel like for me it's like I have to stay alert and I just want to turn my mind off.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
like that is dangerous.
I think that's my thing because I'm not so much running from anything or I'm not looking to get away. I'm just tired and I want to shut my brain off because I've been using all my brain power all day long so that way I can be efficient at my job
Yeah.
and making sure that I can get to and from where I need to go. And then by the time I get home, I'm spent. I don't want to think about nothing. I'm not trying to be responsible. I just want to shut down, sit in the dark, and do what I want to do.
Right.
And at that moment, it's hard for me to choose to read the Bible. It's hard for me to choose to watch a sermon because that's not what I want to do. Um, I'm tired and I'm most likely going to fall asleep and I'm not going to pay attention. So, what's the point in doing it anyway? But then, so I'll say that and then I'll start watching something else or I'll do something else and then I'm awake, perfectly fine doing that. And I'm like, well, I could have
Mm-hmm.
watched the sermon and then I keep doing what I was doing. I'm, I don't know. You know, when you live in a certain way for a while, you get complacent. You're like, I want something different, but you don't know how to do it. I'm stuck in that limbo of wanting to be better, wanting to do something different, but I
Yeah.
don't know how to get to that point. I don't know what next step to take. Like, what should I do? So you just keep doing what you've been doing because it's what I don't want to say it's what helps me feel better, but it's letting me accomplish my goal of shutting my brain off and not having to be responsible or do anything.
Yeah.
Mm, I need to get back on making sure I'm finding a Bible plan to read, um, doing those daily devotionals. It's like I'll wake up every morning and first thing I do is open the Bible app and I'll read that little morning, the daily scripture,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll say a quick prayer, and then I'm off on my day, not even paying God no attention.
Yeah.
I'll do a quick prayer every once in a while throughout the day, but I need to make sure that I'm really getting on it
Yeah.
because I need to stay in the spirit instead of just letting my flesh drive and do whatever I want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. So that scripture I was referencing or referring to, First Peter 5:8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil walks around like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. So for me, it was like be sober, be vigilant, which is be alert, be
Mm-hmm.
aware. You can't do that if your mind is just off and you on autopilot. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So like for me, it's like I have to try and yeah, I have to try to just not shut off, but instead to be aware and alert of how I'm feeling, which I think also will lead to more prayer
Mm-hmm.
because that's more that I need to talk to God about and give to Him if my mind is just so overwhelmed to where I just want to shut down.
Yeah. I think that's a natural response that most people have, and they don't even realize it. It's just a shutdown.
Yeah,
That's a hard habit to get out of, especially if you don't know you have it.
right. Yeah. So fun revelations for me. I mean, it's been fine. Like, don't get me wrong. I feel like I'm getting more out of my day by working out, by spending more time in my Bible, by listening to things and doing things that actually glorify God and that also involve me communicating with Him. I feel the reward out of it, but my flesh is like, ugh.
Yeah, that's what it's
That's
supposed
kind of
to.
the
It's
point, right?
yeah.
Right. That's what it's supposed to do. Like, yeah, my flesh be like, no, ma'am, and I'd be like,
Die.
mm, mm.
Die. Yeah.
That's what you supposed to do. Listen, yeah. So it's rough. Like it's not easy, but I feel like the Lord has been leading me to that. So I've been trying really hard. And I've been doing good. Like when you be like, "Have you been watching One Piece?" No. I've been in my word. I'm exercising. I'm cleaning the house. I'm
If
listening to a podcast. I'm watching a sermon. I ain't been watching sermons lately. Let's not fib. Sorry. But I have been reading my word. I'm reading a podcast. I'm reading a book. I'm watching what I'm consuming, and I'm not just letting it be frivolous, mindless stuff
mm,
or things that do not glorify God that actually really just have a bunch of sin in it, which I'm working on that. That one got me because there's a few shows your girl been wanting to watch. I ain't been watching because I understand. but it hurts
Hmm.
anyway. Um, but like, and that's not One Piece. That's not what I'm saying at
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
But the point is, it's like I haven't been doing those things because I have been filling my time with things that have honestly I hold more value, that are more important. When it's all said and done, we gonna die. We gonna
Mm,
leave this body. We gonna leave this world. It's all meaningless.
yeah.
What is eternal is God, and what we do on this earth that glorifies Him. And it could be, and I mean, it's not even like to trivialize being at home and being aware, but the Lord has appointed me to be a mother to Isaiah. That is a responsibility that I have to make sure that I steward. So I can't just put him in front of a TV all day.
Hmm.
I can't just sit there and not nurture his mind, not
Right.
do all of those things. I have to teach him, I have to prepare him. I like literally the biggest mission I have as a mother. I want to put the word of God in him so deep.
Yeah.
I want to put the Lord in him so deep so that he can grow up and have an authentic relationship with God,
Yeah.
him and God, knowing God for himself, knowing the word, not in a sense of, knowledge, but
Mm,
planting that seed in him so that way it can grow and so that way he can develop that special and authentic relationship between him and God.
yeah.
Like, I've been so heavy on that,
I
and I'm
think
going to continue to.
and I think that where we are now and what we've learned about having a relationship with God, He's already going to be set up
So much
to
better.
so much better than what we were because we have an understanding of have a relationship with God,
Right.
know who He is, and He already knows who you are, but just have a relationship with Him. We weren't taught that growing up. We were just in church and we listened to what the pastor said
Mm-hmm.
and we listened to gospel music.
Yep.
That's really all being a
Like,
Christian meant to us growing up.
it's crazy because like we'll be in church and they'll be singing these songs and I'm like, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
And
These
it's
are just
songs that like they
words.
be singing, you know what I'm saying? Like when we were kids, and it's a staple Christian black church song. Cool. But like, what are we actually saying?
Yeah.
What does that mean? You know what I'm saying? So it's like that, those sorts of things, as far as what does this actually mean? What am I actually
Yeah.
doing right now? Those things weren't broken down
Right.
for us.
So I'm like
Is
him
yeah.
having access to people who understand what it means to be a real Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Like the word Christian means little Christ.
Mm-hmm.
We're supposed to be like Jesus. So have a relationship with God. And so having somebody who understands that and will break it down and explain things to him rather than just saying these general Christian typical terms and then expecting him to know and understand.
Right.
He's going to have someone to explain these things to him at a young age, and he'll grow up knowing who God is, who Jesus was,
Right.
and knowing what it means to have a relationship with God.
Yeah.
And I think that's important. And he's going to be off on a good foot.
Listen, because if we could do anything for him, is to help him get off on a better foot than where we were.
Man,
Cause,
he
huh?
already doing a lot better than me. I'll tell you that.
Cause like, man, like if you can grow up and you can have an authentic relationship with God where you know him and you can have that and go through that and develop that in a household underneath your parents and walk out of here a grown man knowing without a shadow of a doubt who your Lord is,
Hmm.
boy, you 10
If,
times better.
listen, if the way he's growing up, that we can teach him everything that I'm thinking, that we're going to teach him and allow him to be the man that I know he can be because of the way we're going to raise him.
Yeah.
He's going to have such a great story.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want him to be one of those people who are like, yeah, I've been saved since I was 6 years old.
Yeah.
And then my parents been together since they was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And then you being responsible with money and being able to make good decisions, and me being teaching him how to be a hard worker,
Yeah.
not being afraid of physical work and getting your hands dirty,
Mm-hmm.
and letting him know what it means to be a man based off of what I've learned, and letting him experience things to let him be a better man than what I've learned how to be.
Yeah.
He's going to have such a good story. And I already know God's going to do something so great with his life.
Bro, homeboy's about to be out here getting it.
I can't wait to see it. It's going to be such an interesting story to help write.
Yeah.
Like, imagine, think about that. We're not just parents, we're authors in his story.
Yeah.
We're helping God write his story.
Yeah.
And we got to do everything right.
Well,
Not that
okay.
we have to do everything right,
I was like, hold up,
but
we gonna fail.
we need to make the best decisions that we can and allow God to use us,
Right.
to use him.
Right. Yeah. And I pray that prayer like almost every day. I'm just like, Lord, please help me to be the parent that Isaiah needs so that way it will prepare him for what you have for him
Mm-hmm.
in this life.
Mm-hmm.
Like fumbling a soul is a
Oh my
huge
goodness.
deficit.
If anything will send you to hell.
Yeah. You fumbled the bag. No.
Yeah.
But like he is a soul. We are nurturing him. We have a huge responsibility to train him up in the way that he should go. And that is not just the stereotypic train the child up in the way he should go.
Mm-hmm.
But like for real though, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a big responsibility.
it is. So I try to, and that's why I take it so seriously, like how I talk to him, how I communicate with him, how I teach him, all of that stuff, because I understand how important that is. And thinking about it is like, when you have those memories of like, man, mama treated me this way, or mama had a bad day, so blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? When they get hurt by people, how many times has people hurt tainted somebody's view of God?
Mm-hmm. A lot.
And I don't want to do that for him.
Yeah. I don't want to do that for anybody.
Well, for sure. Absolutely.
Like,
But like we were talking
especially
about
him.
parenting, so
But I know. Like, especially him. But I'm conscious of doing that with anybody.
yeah.
Especially with my, like, being a tattoo artist. Um, just, people ask questions. Like, I'm supposed to be the one who's keeping them company, or just like keeping them entertained, ask them questions or make up conversation and stuff like that. But it usually ends up coming back around to me and how I am and who I am, and they have questions, and I try to be a good representative of God.
Yeah.
Let them know that I am who I am because of him, and tell them how good he has been to me,
Right.
and what I know because of how good my God is.
Yeah.
And most people are respectful, and if they have uh, a different opinion on something that I say, they'll say it, and then that gives me an opportunity to correct any wrong thoughts or misleading
Right.
thoughts that someone's put in their head. Just let them know that not everything is the way that it has seemed because of this relationship that you've had with this person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean what you said is so true. Like being careful of that with everybody. Because I mean, yeah, outside of our home, like every interaction that we have, people that we talk to, like we are representing Jesus.
Hmm.
And you could be out here fumbling souls because you playing
Yeah.
and not, you know what I'm saying? Not treating people right, not treating them with love, not treating them as Jesus would. And it's so hard when you at work and you get mad because your coworker irritating your spirit. But like,
Even when you right.
bro, oh, but it's so hard. Like, ooh, I feel some slight conviction there for sure.
Hmm.
Because it's like I don't treat people wrong, but like when I get upset, I just shut down because what I don't want to do anything or say anything wrong or rude.
Yeah.
So I just like I'm just not gonna say nothing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna choose that approach because I'm not at the point yet where I can just swallow that pill and pretend like you didn't just talk to me out the side of your neck. I'm just going to shut up
Yeah.
now.
I've had to work on that at my job because I'll, and that's not so much that I'm doing or saying anything that's bad or not a good representation of Christ, but my mindset, I'm thinking
Yeah,
wrong because people will try to tell me how to do my job. They're like, can you come to this location and grab this for me? And I'm like, what do you mean? And then when I look it up, they're at the wrong place, trying to grab the wrong thing. And then they go, oh, my bad. And I get real irritated. And I'm like, you're stupid. You have no common sense. You're trying to tell me how to do my job. And then I go off on a tangent in my own mind. I'm saying this
yeah,
all in my own
right,
mind.
right, right, right.
I'm like, I'm better than everybody in this place because nobody has any common sense. And I have more information than everybody in here. And I just am, I'm better. And that's not a good mentality to have. Because then you're going to start treating people that way and being irritated when people ask for things. And one realization or revelation, I should say, that God gave me a couple weeks ago was that I'm I am the way that I am, which is like efficient, a hard worker, smart and responsible. I'm all of these things because my whole life people have prayed for me to be that way. And I have had a desire to be those things. So I pray for them for myself.
Yeah,
And God has answered those prayers and put me through different things to allow me to learn how to be that way. So now that I am that way, I'm trying to figure out why other people aren't and why they're getting on my nerves so bad.
yeah,
And God revealed to me that, like I said, I am that way because it was prayed over me and because I prayed for it. If people around me or the people at my job haven't prayed for those things, I had those things prayed over them, they're not going to be that way and they're not going to have the same realizations and ideas that I have. They won't have the wisdom and understanding that I have. So I should pray for them
yeah,
and that I should want them to have that wisdom and understanding and pray for it. And when I pray for it, leave it in God's hands and give it to Him and allow Him to handle it and not be so frustrated about it myself because there are some times where they get me so frustrated it literally makes my chest hurt.
yeah,
I had that vein in my eye start twitching.
yeah,
I get a headache. Like these people shouldn't be frustrating me so bad and it gets to that point. So I am learning when those things happen that I do my best to teach them with my words and then I pray that they get the wisdom and understanding that they need to do their own jobs. And then after that, I let it go and I let God handle it and I go on about my business and do my job.
yeah.
What are you looking for?
So when you were talking, it made me think about because I was struggling with the same thing
Mm-hmm.
at work, like as far as being like I'm better than you,
Mm-hmm.
like genuinely. And I was reading something one day, and that's what I was trying to find. So the definition of that specifically, I believe is called haughtiness. I don't know how you pronounce it, but pretty much it's thanks to Google. It refers to pride, arrogance, or conceit. And so it literally means like the Bible also says the haughty eyes produce sin. Um, hold on, I'm trying to find. Oh yeah, so it describes a person who looks down on others as if they are superior or unworthy, right? Um, and so I was trying to find the scripture that related to that. I ended up finding Proverbs 21:4. A haughty look, a proud heart, and the plowing of the wicked are sin, right? Um, and so like I had to pray for humility in the mind of a servant because like in a leadership role, especially, right, we're supposed to be serving. And so for me, it's like, okay, how can I help you?
Mhm.
Sometimes it's helping you through education. Sometimes it's actually me just helping you
Right.
and assisting you.
Mhm.
Do I want to? No, because I feel like you should be capable to do it. But if I'm serving you, it's my job to help you to be the best you that you can be and to do whatever it is you're doing that is not sin. Doing whatever we're doing the work setting, right? Whatever we're doing it well. So I can't look down on you and be like, that's stupid, right? I need to think about it like, okay, you're struggling with this. This ain't clicking. How can I help you? That is hard.
Mhm.
I am not saying I mastered it, but I did recognize that I did have that mentality. And so I'm trying to override that mindset with keeping the scripture in mind and trying to retrain my thinking, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
But no, that's what I was looking for because I absolutely strongly relate with that. So and
It's a
that
tough
that
thing to
got me in
deal
a
with.
lot of trouble. So in the past. So yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. It's a tough thing to deal with, especially when you keep being tested on it and you don't realize you're being tested.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think God has tested me with that with someone at my job.
Yeah.
Like it's the exact situation, but with a different person, and I keep like I'm better.
Yeah.
Like I've definitely gotten better, but I don't know. Like I keep having the mentality of giving up
Mm-hmm.
on this person because it seems as though no matter how many times I tell you something or how simply I put it, you just don't get it. And I'm supposed to continue to have more patience and continue to tell you something that I've already told you 3 or 4 times.
I'm doing
And
my little
when
happy dance.
you've lied about something that you said you knew how to do, so now not only do I have to teach you the part of the job that I was supposed to teach you, but I have to teach you something that I haven't been trained on how to train someone on that you already know how to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having to hold back frustration and be more and more patient every day.
Yeah.
I think doing going through situations like that at my job is what helped me with Isaiah.
Yeah.
It's what's helped me be a better father because I'm taking those lessons and I'm applying them, I think unconsciously, but it's helping me.
Yeah.
That or I'm just so tired and I've
Yeah.
given up so much that I don't care about the things that would usually piss me off about him.
Yeah. I feel like when you were saying that for me, it was just like how many times has Jesus or has God done that? I done told you this over and over and over again. And you still ain't got it? But thank God that he does not just run out of patience with us. That
Hmm.
he continues to try to teach us, to help us, to lead us to the right path, to bring us to life. And if we're going to be little Christians on the earth, we're not going to be perfect, but we also should probably try to mirror that as well with people. Ain't that a fruit of the spirit, patience?
Yes, I think so, but
I'm
I'm not
pretty sure
sure.
it is.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm like 99% positive.
yeah.
Patience is a fruit of the spirit,
If it's
right?
not long, I know for sure
Oh,
long
long suffering,
suffering
right?
is, and long suffering will give you patience.
I think it's love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, if I'm not mistaken. It's in that order. But yeah, so that's another example of tasting and seeing Jesus from us is being patient with people that naturally we be like, nah. So yeah. I mean, I think in every situation it's really not like a stereotypical what would Jesus do, right? But thinking about it in the sense of how can I be like Jesus in this moment so that way I can, I don't know, shine light. I can be patient. I can show love in a way for somebody that might entice them to want to learn more about Jesus.
Hmm.
And how did I get to be so patient? How am I so loving? Well, it's through Jesus.
Hmm.
Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's like if you don't do those things, you literally close the door to what could be life changing for somebody else.
Yeah.
So much. But yeah, no.
Yeah. No, it's a lot.
Yeah.
So a lot has changed with us. We've learned a lot, been through a lot, but it's all been for the better. We've grown and gotten a lot out of it, and I think we headed down a good path.
I think so too. I do. I thank God for the lessons. I thank God that I'm not the same person that I was 2 years ago.
Hmm.
There has been a lot of growth, and while I am not where I want to be, right, this whole testimony said I ain't where I want to be, but I thank God I'm not where I used to be, right? But like for real though, like I thank God that I'm not where I used to be. I thank God that I'm here. The growing pains tough, but in the end they'll produce lasting fruit.
Yes. Well,
Well,
I
I
think
think that does it.
it's been a very, very productive episode.
For sure. Yeah.
And we thank everybody who listened for staying to the end because we know we kind of just started talking and went on a lot of rants.
No, but honestly though, it wasn't necessarily rant because this did kind of flow with the talk points that we had. So
Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, it was a lot to sit through. So thank you to anybody who sat through.
for sure, for sure. And we're gonna try to be more consistent. Like I don't think we're gonna take another 2 year hiatus, right?
Yeah.
But like, I don't know about every week, but I feel like we are gonna try to be more consistent with posting because I really have felt like a strong feel. I think we both have for a little while. It was like we need to get back to it, you know.
Mm.
Um, so you should be having more episodes coming soon to a theater near you. No, I'm just playing.
We'll do what we can. Just ask that you guys be patient with us, and we will keep you guys updated. We'll see you next time.
Bye.